All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to pick up where we left off last week with our classroom management stuff. And I am going to uh, jump around a little bit today. We're going to finish up classroom management, and then we are going to move into a general academic strategies conversation. For those of you who looked at, I think it's called the Learn Unit presentation, we've actually just updated it. So there's a new one that's going to be on there. So make sure you download that one to get the most recent one. And then I'm actually going to leave the specifics of the math and reading to your text and the PDF lecture that is already on Moodle to help us get over or get through that content. And I'll get into the why of that in a little bit. So for now, let's go ahead and continue talking about our classroom management strategy. So last week we spent a lot of time focusing on tokens and points and positive reinforcement. And what we're going to look at today are some different strategies, I guess is the right way to look at, to look at classroom management from a class-wide perspective and a little bit from an individual perspective. So when we're talking about token systems and token boards, points and praise, we're really looking at structures that are going to be used for individuals to reinforce a large number of very specific behaviors. There are also lots of strategies that we can use to work with whole groups, still focusing or still functionally looking at reinforcing individuals for those types of behaviors, but larger things that can be done for the whole group. So today, I think if we go way back to the beginning, we're going to be talking about public posting, game boards, group contingencies, and a little bit about self-monitoring. So public posting, what is public posting? Public posting as a general term is just the concept of putting a reporting system for the whole class, various individuals, all in one place for a specific arena. So we see this all the time in, for sure, in two different areas. One is behavior. Down at the bottom here, we have our flip charts, our green, yellow, red, our clip system, clip up, clip down. What you have there is a one visual, right? Your clips, your stoplights, whatever it might be. And every single child has their own individual token, right? Well, whatever that thing is, whether it's a clip, whether it's a Velcro sticky or something. But we are publicly posting to everyone in the class where everyone stands, all right? That's the idea behind public posting. Now, the problem with the red, green, yellow is that is a public posting system for the most part for punishment, meaning that we are hoping to keep everyone on green by making yellow and red bad and showing that you don't want to be on yellow and red like Jimmy or Kevin over here, right? You want to stay on green. However, if we flip that on its head and we use public posting for encouragement and celebration, it can actually, for improvement, we can actually use it as motivation for those kids who are not behaving or emitting as much behavior as we want to see to increase. Now, with public posting, we do have to be very careful. We have to ensure that we are not disincentivizing our students, but we have to make sure that we are not setting up something to embarrass. I guess that's the best way of putting it. Not setting up anything to embarrass our students who are not necessarily at the same level as our top students. So the management of this is different. When you're looking at the green, yellow, red, you are basically only calling attention to those kids who are moving down. You are only calling attention to the people who are on yellow and red. In a reinforcement public posting system, you are calling attention to those people who, let's say in behavior, the paradigm that I usually say is, okay, let's pretend that everyone starts on red and the goal is to get everyone to green. You are only, in that situation, you're paying attention to those who move from red to yellow and then yellow to green. What's not happening is you aren't providing any attention to those on red. And sometimes those are the kids that might need the most attention. Just has to be done in appropriate and meaningful ways. So when we have these public posting systems, we have to make sure that we are giving special attention, extra attention to those who have a harder time moving up, getting their names called out. So we're very comfortable, or we're very used to seeing this type of system in the behavior side, but let's take a look at it from the academic side. Let's talk about books read or leveled books, where maybe you have a classroom library that's a leveled library for, level A, B, C, D, all the way up to level S or Z books. And maybe you have a second grade classroom. And I think for Fountas and Pinnell, one of the reading levelers out there, I think KLMN is second grade. So let's say it's the beginning of second grade and you level your students, where most of your students are between, I, J, K, and L. All right, so they're late first grade, beginning of second grade level. Totally fine. They all have little clips in the baskets that they need to be choosing from. Well, you're going to have a couple of kids that are really high, and you're going to have a couple of kids that are really low. So how are you going to, whoa, the storm's coming. How are you going to ensure that your kid who is on the level D book is not embarrassed by the fact that they are on level D, right? How are you going to ensure that the kids that are right in the middle are not pushing themselves or disappointed in themselves, that they are not at where your highest kid is? So that's the fear of public posting. The reality is that that's just that type of comparison is not really what happens. What ends up typically happening is most children will use that discrepancy as motivation for improving